Hi there, Leos. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl. And even more planetary activity slides into Aries this week. If Aries was a bus, it would be people would be sitting on top of the bus. Aries is really the kickstarter, fire starter of the zodiac. It's the first sign. Even though the year begins, really with Capricorn, this is considered the first sign because it's a sign that is springtime, especially in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, you're going into fall. But considering the fact that the northern hemisphere is a lot bigger than the people in the southern hemisphere, all the astrology books tend to focus on the northern hemisphere. But I know that people down under want to be acknowledged too. That's why I'm saying it's the spring equinox, it's the fall equinox. So wherever you are, you're changing out wardrobes. This is that, storage locker, changing things out, either getting out the warmer stuff or putting the warm stuff away and getting out your spring and summer stuff. All this planetary activity in Aries transits your ninth house of higher education, overseas travel, spirituality, and philosophy. This is a time for you to look long and hard at your life and your future and where your next trip might be and your next move. If you've been thinking about going back to school, this is a great time for you to do so. This is also a great time for those of you who are in a long distance relationship, a love relationship, to make some decisions about the future of that long-term relationship. And, with Venus retrograde, it's bringing up issues from the past. Venus in Aries retrograde is tricky. Aries is one of the most selfish signs in the zodiac. Their motto is me first. Being in relationships is more about this, is us. And what are we going to do? If you ever are in a relationship with an Aries, you may hear them saying, well, when I decide and when I make that move, and you're thinking, what about me? That's just the way Aries roll. And if you think of Aries of Mariah Carey, if you think of Aretha Franklin or Diana Ross or Celine Dion, they really are, the epitome of a diva and the epitome of look at me. And so if you know anyone born under the sign of Aries, you have a very strong connection with them. You just have to remember that they're not always going to be looking out for your best interests, and that it's one of those signs that you can love and hate all at the same time. So this week is a really good week for you to sort things out as far as your future and where you see yourself. When your birthday time rolls around, where will you be? What country will you be living in? Who will you be with? Making plans now is a really good idea. Booking that overseas trip now, looking for deals, looking on Airbnb, and getting that wanderlust thing going. Something to do this weekend for sure. Have a great week. Thanks so much for tuning in, Leos.